frequently. We pick topical issues and we pick, we have facilitators, speakers, and sometimes we have a panel to discuss on issues relating to business, relating to entrepreneurship, skills, and technology, or anything that's trending that has particular reference or that's connected to how we do our business or conduct ourselves. We are all aware of the fact that we are in interesting times, and definitely things cannot be the same as they used to be. The world is going to witness this kind of situation for some time to come. The COVID-19 pandemic, which is affecting everyone all over the world. Over 190 countries are bearing the brunt. Over 3 billion people all over the world are being restricted in one form or the other. Businesses have shut down. Things are going to be very, very competitive for you to survive in your business. The market has changed. Consumers have new tastes, and definitely you have to think out of the box for your business to really thrive. That's why we've invited a very notable person in the form of Dr. Somadine ANENE Johnson to speak to us on the effective management strategies for business success in challenging times. And you must agree with me that we are in challenging times now. Dr. Somadine ANENE Johnson is Vice President at the Abuja Chamber of Commerce and Industry. He's also the Chairman of the Estates and Construction Committee of the Nigerian Association of Chambers of Commerce, Industry, Mines and Agriculture, NASIMA. Dr. ANENE is on the academic board of the Abuja Chamber of Commerce Business Entrepreneurship Skills and Technology Center, and he is the MD of Shelter Aids in Abuja. And I welcome you, Dr. ANENE, to give us this talk. The structure is to, after you speak, we'll take questions, comments from our participants, and then you will respond. If Tinuke is online, she will do the roundup. If not, I will do the roundup myself. My name is Professor Adesoja Adesuba, and I'm the Provost of the BEST Center, Abuja Chamber of Commerce. I'm also a Vice President at the Abuja Chamber of Commerce and Chairman of the Education Committee of NASIMA. You're welcome to this session of Best Talks. Dr. ANENE, you have the floor.
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Prof. Are you hearing me?
Yes, we can hear you clearly.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. And I want to welcome everybody to this session. And I also want to commend the BEST Center for this wonderful work that they are doing. They're really doing great. And I want everybody to please pay keen attention because we have quite a good number of information to share so that we can move our business forward, even in this present challenging time brought about by the COVID-19 pandemic. So I will go straight to the topic that we have, and I try to move as fast as possible so that we will have enough time out of the time allocated for this discussion to take questions and also consider some comments from other participants. The topic is effective management strategies for business success in challenging times. I purposely chose this topic because my PhD was in strategic management. And we want to share my experience and little knowledge that I have with some of us that are here so that we see how we can profit from this information and move our business forward despite this ugly situation that we are in. So I'm going to start right away. So I'm going to go straight into the introduction. I'm going to do introduction to introduce the topic. And when you talk about management, you cannot, we are going to discuss both management and leadership. We're going to discuss both management and leadership. So managing and administering a business concern in today's world has become very challenging. And you know that this problem of the COVID-19 has made it even more challenging. It used to be challenging even before the advent of this COVID, because the world is now a global place where people will have to up their game if they really want to remain in business. And the key to success in any endeavor, especially now, is therefore the ability to lead other people, because we cannot do it alone. It is against this background that I consider the choice of this topic, effective management strategies for business success in challenging times, to be very apt and appropriate. So I want us to move together and discuss the strategies. The objective of this paper is really to seek to identify those needed leadership and management strategies that can help business owners remain in business and grow their business even against these odds. The key to business success, I will tell you, is in fact success in life, and it is good leadership and vision. That is why you find people that are called or said to be visionary leaders. That means those people that have succeeded in their endeavors, So we are going to look at how you can develop a good vision and how you can manage your vision to success. So we are going to go straight into these strategies. And I have put together 10 strategies that we can consider. There may be more. We definitely have more strategies. But what we are going to do is to consider these 10 that I have outlined, and trusting God to be able to implement them. If we're able to implement them, I'm sure that we are going to have a success in our various business endeavors. So we are going to go straight into the first strategy. The very first strategy we'll be looking at is strategy number 1, good leadership qualities. For us to be able to succeed in business, we must develop good leadership qualities. And this leadership quality that we need to develop will be in terms of being able to direct and supervise our subordinates, and also be able to balance the equation to be able to be fair and equitable in our decisions in the administration and allocation of equipment and resources. Knowing that a tree can never make a forest, so we need people, quality people that we can work with. So the key to that is to start with developing our vision and being able to pass this vision across to other people. Being able to put together a team that can help us drive this vision. And also we will be now able to lead the people so that we can actualize this vision. And of course, it's just like leading a horse. You can lead the horse to the stream, but you cannot lead the horse you can't force the horse to drink, So what you need to do is to be able to get them to buy into your vision. because it's not just to follow you as a group, but to also be able to toe the same line with you. So leadership is very important. And you cannot lead those that do not believe in your vision. If not, they will slow you down. You know, if you are moving forward and you are carrying some heavy loads, extra baggages, it will retard or slow down your progress. So the first thing you need to do is to pass your vision to the people and make sure that they have a buy-in into the vision so they can really work with you, so that the leadership will be able to work in tandem with one another. So that is the first strategy. And we will now go to the second strategy. Strategy number 2. The second strategy is self-awareness. Self-aware people know how they feel and how they are likely to react. Remember, I've said that you, of course, for you to go into a business, you already have an idea, you already have a vision. Then the first strategy is to put together a team that you can lead. And now the second strategy is to be self-aware of how they feel and how they are likely to react. So yes, because you people are not the same human beings, you are not the same set of human beings, you don't think alike. So you need to know how to manage them. You should be able to control your anger in any incident, like you're having meeting with your customers, or you're having meeting with your clientele, or you're having meeting even with your associates, partners, and staff. You should be able to, you know, be polite in talking to them, be able to discharge bad feelings. You know, of course, when 2 or 3 are gathered, there's going to be disagreements, but you should be able to manage that very well so that you can carry them along, so that you can get them to tag along with you. So self-awareness will also enable you to acquire skills and make the best use of your skills. You need to learn how to do business using the internet. So you need to be self-aware, know your limitations, know where you need to bring in people to help you, know where you need to acquire more knowledge. You know, what you don't have, look for somebody that has it, by way of either partnership or by way of hiring as a staff. You know, this is now even more compulsory and compelling with this present problem that we are facing. The problem of restriction of free movement and interactions brought about by the social and physical distancing and restrictions. So we really need to be self-aware, know where our strength stops and know where our weaknesses start, you know, so that we'll be able to harness quality resources that will help us make progress. So then we go to the third strategy. The third strategy is self-regulation. You have to be in control. You know, there must be a leader, and that leader must take charge. You need really to be in charge of the situation, no matter what. When you are facing challenges, when it appears that things are not working well, you should not show your weakness or frustration. You should be in charge. Intelligent people work within teams and develop good working relationships. Keep your emotions in check when dealing with customers and your staff, or even your partners, you know, because you people don't think alike. Be humane and calm when you are talking, or even in your letters. When you write letters, some people make the mistake of pouring out their emotions when they are writing letters. And you know that any document, any letter you send out has a lasting impression. It has an impression about the organization, you know, and most times we are not there to correct the impression and, you know, sometimes, you know, explain. And sometimes we send letters out with mistakes. And we now say, oh, is that my secretary? Oh, is that my other? But you should be able to take responsibility for everything. That man that has received your letter, that minister, that board chairman, that MD does not know that it's your secretary that made that typographical error. The blame definitely goes to the person that signed that letter or the document. And also it will now rub off on the business relationship with the organization. So we must have that self-regulation and be in charge, take responsibilities, avoid shifting blames to other people, avoid explaining our mistakes. You understand, it's better you spend a little more time to go through things, make sure you have done it right before sending out. And when you are talking to people, even on the phone, you should be calm, you should be articulate, you should be able to discuss intelligently and not to take things for granted, because it may leave a wrong impression in the hearts and the mind of those people. So we need to really be self-regulated. Then the strategy number 4 is that we have to be self-motivated. We must be self-motivated. We need to understand people's needs. Feeling motivated is having the desire to excel for ourselves and for our organization. High performers have a burning desire to be on top, but the work within the interest of the business must be paramount. This gives them their long-term success, and that is why the organizations value them highly. So when you are self-motivated, no organization will play with you, assuming you are working for somebody. But if you are running your own business, it's even more compelling. So you have to link your own and your staff's desire to succeed with the motivation to continually seek new ways to improve your organization's service and products. You should always seek to understand what makes your staff tick and maintain their firm commitment. So you need to, when you are working with a committed staff, or you are working with a group of people that have bought into your vision and they are committed, to work with you and deliver good results, you will be, it will serve as a motivation even to you. You will have more confidence. So you need to really set a long-term goal and devise strategic plans to achieve the set goal. Working in line with those strategic plans will motivate you, and you should also share your goal and vision with your staff and get them motivated so they can work according to your plans. So it's not just that you know what you are doing. It's not enough. You are not working for yourself. You are working to satisfy other people. So the fact that you know what you are doing and you are doing it your own way will not take you there. So you have developed an idea, you have a vision, you need to, plan out strategies on how to achieve those goals that you have set out. And now get people that will work with you and know how to motivate them so that they don't lose sight of the goal. You will always need to have them have their eyes fixed on the ball so that you don't derail. Yeah. Then the next one is the strategic number 5. The number 5 strategy is feedback. Yes, we've talked about self-awareness, motivation, and the rest. But as we are doing things, knowing that we are not working alone, we need to find out how people feel about our goods, our services, and our conduct and behaviors. So from time to time, either through questionnaires, either through interactions, either through interviews, personal discussions, you need to find out how the people working with you feel about you and how your customers and clients feel about your products and services and your company. So there must be some form of feedback, and it has to be continuous, it has to be steady. And also, you need to run adverts. You know, if you have gold locked in your cupboard, there may be a lot of people looking out there for gold, but they don't know that you have it, no matter how good it is. So you need to bring it to the market, bring it to the attention of the people, so that those that need it will be able to make contact with you. And after the advert and now publicizing your products and services, and you have gotten customers or clients, you need to seek to get feedback from them, so you can identify your weaknesses and your strengths, so that in due course, you can invest more energy in the areas that you have strength, and also be able to take care of your weaknesses. So we need to constantly collect information by way of feedback, and we should also be able to analyze the feedback, because if you just collect the information and drop it, it will be of no use. So you need to collect the information, collate it, analyze, and now utilize. And that will help you to perform and shape your future and the future of your business. The strategy number 6 is that you have to pursue training and skill development vigorously. I emphasize this because it's not just for you to continue to do things the way you used to do it. If you continue to do things the same way, there's no way you will get a different result. You will continue to get the same unsatisfactory result. So even if you feel satisfied with your present position, know that there's always room for improvement. So you must pursue training and skill development seriously, vigorously. So both for yourself and also for your staff. You know, you need to sharpen yourself, you know, so that you will be able to perform more effectively. You know, if you continue to do same thing, same way, I have said that already, you will continue to get the same result. So you need to learn to leverage on the opportunities provided by ICT. You know, the ICT these days has made things very easy. It has made things very easy, but it's just that most of us are not exploring the opportunities that it has presented. So if we must succeed in our business, especially now that the world is a global village and competition is even more and more stiffer, we need to continuously, you know, improve on ourselves and our, you know, the way we do our things. The present restriction of movement around the world has further underscored the need for the development or deployment of ICT in our business operations. We need to pursue this and take advantage of that if we don't want to be left behind. Trainings are very important for both ourselves and as business owners, and also for our staff, and even some of our customers and service providers and our agents. We need to organize periodic trainings for them, especially those that represent us in the market. So if we desire to access greater markets beyond our immediate vicinity and the environment, or if it is, even if it is just for us to be more efficient in our service delivery, we really need to, you know, improve ourselves by training and skill development. So we go to strategy number 7. The number 7th strategy is effective communication. There's nothing without communication. Communication is life. For you to be able to effectively manage a relationship, you need to communicate. You need to share your vision. You need to share your ideas. And you have to therefore explore different communication techniques and modes, because people respond differently to the various modes of communication. Of course, we have different modes of communication: verbal, visual, text, drawings, charts, sound, etc. Mention it. So we need to explore all of them and know which one suits a particular clientele or customer. You know, even your staff, you need to know what mode of communication appeals to them most, because The essence of communication is to achieve better results. So during your conversation with customers or staff members, you should speak loudly, clearly, and you must make efforts to banish all space fillers, so that the message you are trying to pass will be well and clearly understood. You can have brilliant ideas, but if you are not able to get these ideas across to people, the ideas will just be there wasting, and you can't get anywhere with them. So you need to always communicate and pass this idea and information to people. Always appreciate your staff and those customers who have done well. It will motivate and encourage them to do more. You can also explore different forms of incentives and motivation to build trust and commitment. So part of communication is to encourage people, to motivate them, to urge them to do more, to try to appreciate them for jobs well done. Then where they have not done well, you correct them. So we need all this to be able to really make progress. Then the number 8 strategy is good resource management. We know that resources are even more scarce now, very, very scarce. And the help that most people expect from government may not be forthcoming, especially now that everybody is struggling. We cannot easily get support from the government. We can also not easily get support from the financial institutions. So what we need to do is to manage the little resources that we have in the most effective and prudential manner. And how can you do that? You need to inculcate good and prudential management habits for your resources. This is not the time for expensive or luxurious purchases and unnecessary overheads on asset acquisition. Like now, this is not the time for you to begin to think of refurnishing your office. This is not the time for you to begin to think of moving into a bigger office or start buying cars. You should buy things that will have direct bearing on what you are doing. Things like maybe buying more equipment, things like training, things like increasing your stock, things like buying new machineries. All these are things that must have direct impact, So we must try as much as possible to manage the little resources that we have left in our hands in the most prudential and effective manner, knowing that if we lose such resources, that help may not easily come from anywhere. And also we need to maintain liquidity. Liquidity is very important because we can use it to take advantage of opportunities, and also knowing that if we need a little cash, we cannot easily get it either from friends or even from the banks as overdraft. So we need to maintain liquidity and manage our resources in the most prudential manner. Then we go to the next strategy, which is strategy number 9, and that is that we should build and maintain good relationships. Some of us may think that we can do it on our own, or that we don't need people. There's no way we will not need good people to help us achieve our dreams. It's not possible. Therefore, you need to have a good mentor, somebody that you can share your challenges with, somebody that you can share your vision with, not the people that will discourage you, but people that will encourage you and guide you. Aside having a good mentor or having good mentors, you should also be able to build good relationships with other responsible persons that can help you in your journey of life. We need that, it's very important. Peer groups must be ones that can encourage you, not those that will try to, be a kind of discouragement to you. So you need to select your relationship with people and select the people very, very well. Because it is not enough to have talent and skills. You must understand the power of building valuable relationships. It is a wise man that we said your network is directly proportional to your net worth. You understand? Your network has direct proportion and direct bearing with your net worth. So there's this saying that somebody that has good people around him are even more successful than those that have just money. Because those good people around you are the ones that will help you to build your resources and build your net worth. So please, no matter your skill, we need to maintain a good relationship with people. And that is why sometimes I have had that experience on countless times. You invite people, even people that like artisans or even professionals. I had one architect like that, a friend I was giving jobs to. But his attitude is so bad, very terrible attitude, very terrible character. And I was trying to help him by recommending him to people, that could give him jobs. He's a wonderful architect, very wonderful architect. His designs you cannot fault, but you find him quarreling almost with everybody. And all the people I introduced him to, most of them were coming back with one complaint or the other. That is not good. Somebody can help lift you up, but it is your character that can help you maintain that level he has taken you to. So we should try to maintain good character and good relationship with people. Then the final strategy I have put down is being consistent with what we are doing. So we need to be consistent and we need to persevere, even in the face of challenges. Business in Nigeria and even in the world, around the world, does not promise to be a bed of roses. The road to success is always very tough, very rough, and very challenging. So we need to persevere. We need to be consistent with our efforts. We need to make sure that we don't lose our vision. We need to make sure that we do not lose sight of what we are doing. And I added here that what matters in business and in life generally is not how many times you fall, but what did you do each time you fall? Do you lie down there complaining, blaming the government, blaming your background, blaming the society, looking for who to blame? Or each time you fall down, do you brace up and get up and continue with your drive? So I want you to make sure that you are consistent, because winners don't ever quit. It's only losers that quit. So make sure that you don't quit. So far you believe in that vision and you have identified a good course of line of action, continue. If you find out that your line of action is not taking you to your goal, you need to re-strategize, you change your plan, but don't give up. Then finally, in conclusion, I want to conclude with this by saying that the road to success may be rough, but with good vision, good strategic planning, consistency, and perseverance, business success is assured, even against the present odds. And my final charge to you, as a member of the chamber, or as a member of any other organization, or as a professional in your own right, or as a private business person, or even as a civil servant that is working somewhere, my charge to you after this lecture is that you should not just be a certificate carrying member of your organization, but a certified member making the difference in your organization or the corporate world. So I want to thank you for listening. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. ANENE.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you so much for the impressive presentation you've just made. And I'm sure we'll have some of our participants who probably want to either make some comments or ask questions. So I'm going to allow participants who would like to comment or ask questions to please raise their hands using the buttons at the back, at the bottom part of your screen. There's a function for you to raise your hand, or just use the chat box. Then I'll be able to read out the question. But just to, while waiting to see if anybody would like to comment, I would just like to, again, run through the 10 has been able to tell us that good leadership matters a lot, and you need to be self-aware and to self-regulate yourself. And there must be self-motivation, understanding people's needs. Right now, people's needs have changed. So for you to be successful, you must be able to understand people's needs, to be able to meet up with their expectations. You also need feedback from time to time. That's very important, so that you know where you are erring or where you are going wrong. Training is very important, Dr. ANENE has told us. You've got to hone your skills, especially now that things are different. There are going to be new innovations, new ways of doing things. So we need training. So skills development is very, very key. Effective communication. Without communication, you find it very difficult to be able to reach your audience. Good resource management is very important. And also you need to build and maintain good relationship always. You have to be consistent and you have to persevere. It's only those who persevere that will make things happen in today's challenging world. So is there anybody who would like to say a word? If not, maybe I would, okay. The president, let me welcome the president of Abuja Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Prince Adetokunbo Kayode, SAN. I'm sure, Larry, please can you unmute the president? Okay, you are unmuted, sir, so you have the floor.
Okay, thank you very much, Prof. We appreciate the presentation of Dr. ANENE. I think the takeaway for me is the fact that technology, going forward, technology become a very, very critical tool for driving enterprise, business, and everything in between. We're all working from home, holding from home. We're hosting different geographical locations and different persuasions. We have people participating from Moscow, from Paris, from Ghana, and all over the world. So this is the impact of technology. Developing countries, especially now, really must come to understand that must leverage on technology forward. It is so critical, and we cannot continue to take it or treat it with the levity we have handled it. Whether for running our businesses, whether for education, whether for managing our affairs, managing the country, running public affairs, state affairs, technology is so critical. So all of us must understand that investment in technology, acquisition of knowledge about technology is very, very important. And I'm happy that we have the BEST Center, which BEST stands for Business, Entrepreneurship, Skills and Technology Center at the Chamber. And this is one of the key reasons why we took the initiative to set up the BEST Center. Technology is key, and let us all understand that going forward into the future, technology will make things better. That's the contribution I'd like to make. Once again, I welcome all of you to this program. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. I think we have, is there any participant, Mr. Benjamin? Mr. Benjamin from Ghana, you're most welcome. You have the floor.
Thank you very, very much. And thank you very much, Doctor, for your presentation. I just wanted to find out what your view is about people who speak about the fact that when you share your business idea, somebody will steal it or pick it up. I'm not too sure of the number, but I think one of the, whether the strategy number 5 or 6, you did speak about discussion and sharing your ideas as one of the strategies to cope. What about the risk of somebody stealing your idea and running away with it? Thank you very much.
Dr. Anene, would you like to respond, sir?
Yes, thank you very much. Are you here? Yes. Okay, yes, okay, I can go ahead. Are you hearing me?
Yes, we can hear you loud.
Hello?
We can hear you loud and clear.
Hello?
Go ahead, we can hear you loud and clear.
You can hear me? Okay, Prof, thank you. Yes. Yes, Benjamin, thank you. Sorry, I had a little problem with my network, so I'm using another network, another platform, you know. But I'm happy that you can still connect with me. Yes, Benjamin, your observation and concern is very, very, true. You can share your ideas with people and they will steal your ideas. But I did not recommend that you share your ideas with just anybody. That's why I said a mentor. You know, you share your ideas with your mentor, somebody that you know you can trust and somebody that can encourage you. You know, because apart from stealing your ideas, I don't want you sharing ideas with people that will discourage you. Some people will just want to shoot the idea down, you know. So you should be able to share with those that will be a source of inspiration and encouragement to you, you know. Then when you have started running with it, and you can now, put together a team. Those that you put together are those that will work with you to see to the actualization of that idea. You understand? So at the conception stage, it's a mentor that you can share it with, especially those that you know will encourage you, those that have passed through the kind of route you are trying to pass through. You know, those that may have succeeded in business or those that may have succeeded in their own choosing endeavor or area of interest, you know. So that is why we say that if you have a vision, if you have an idea, so that that idea does not just lie with you, you can share it with somebody and the person can help you fine tune it, you know. And also, another thing is that, you know, this idea, we are not just the owners of the right to come up with ideas, you know. That is the reason we should always act timely. You don't have an idea and you go home and you are sleeping on it. If you have an idea and you have a conviction that this is something that you can pull through, discuss it with somebody that can encourage you and start working at it. It's better to start small and begin to build. I'm into the real estate and I know that when you are starting a building, it looks very, very discouraging. But by the time you start and you begin to develop it, as you are coming up, you now get more encouraged, because by that time you are beginning to see a clearer picture of what you are doing. So the message is, share with those that you know will encourage you, not those that will steal the idea or those that will discourage you. And also try to act timely each time you have an idea. Don't go and sleep on it and wait for years, because the idea may also, while you are waiting, occur to another person. Just think about, you want to register a company. You come up with an idea, maybe a name for your company. Believe me, by the time you wait for another 3 months and you now go to the CAC to do availability, you'll be surprised that another person has registered the same name, meaning that you are not an island or that you don't enjoy monopoly of ideas. So, and it has happened to me on several occasions. And I was thinking maybe it's somebody that I mentioned it to that went behind and registered it, but it doesn't follow that way. It may be that the same wave of idea or thinking occurred to some other person. So we need to act timely, and we need to share the ideas with mentors. And after we have been able to establish the ideas and made up our mind to start the business, we can now put together a team that will flow with us regarding our idea and vision. So thank you very much, Benjamin. I hope this has answered your question.
Thank you, Dr. ANENE.
Thank you very much, Doc.
Benjamin, was I? I'm sorry? Hello, Prof.
Yes, you were. Thank you very much, Doc.
Hello, Prof.
Yes, Benjamin believes you have answered his question. Yeah, he believes you have answered his question. I think I just before we round up, I think it's very important at this stage for us to, for maybe Dr. ANENE can also say a few words on the need for organizations to now sit down and replan their strategy, to sit down with their staff and determine the way forward. Because the parameters have changed now. The way they'll be doing things have changed. So this is the time for you to actually plan and come up with a strategy. How are you going to deal with your staff? Are you going to keep all of them? Are you going to be operating from home? For you to succeed?
Prof,
so yeah. We'll talk about that, Doctor.
Okay, thank you very much, Prof. Thank you so much. It's a very good observation. We are all facing challenges now, and not just as employers, but also as staff members. And I will now recommend that we begin to sack all our staff, because we know that this difficulty we are having now is a phase that definitely we pass through. And if you have some good staff and you lay them off, maybe when you need them, you may not be able to have them again. So what we need to do is to invite them, sit together, and renegotiate. Look at renegotiate, regarding your obligations to them in terms of payment of salaries and payment of other benefits. With an open mind, you will meet yourselves somewhere, because any good staff will not want to be retained and the company will not be able to pay, and no staff will want you to sack the other staff just because you need to pay full salary to a particular staff. So you need to now come together and renegotiate the terms for the period of this pandemic. And again, we've talked so much about training and retraining. This is the right time you need to deploy ICT very well. Technology, so that you can work from the comfort of your home, reduce physical contacts, So if people can work from their homes and reduce the number of times they come to the office, that will save both transport costs and will save your overhead also. Like in my office, we now decided that we are going to be coming to the office 3 times a week. Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays. You know, the other days we work from the house. And the staff liked it because for those remaining 3 days or thereabout, they will not have to pay transport to commute to the office. So, and also we have also agreed to adjust the salaries, you know, because everybody is suffering it. You know, there's no point trying to pay, I pay for a given number of months, then close shop. So what every organization should do is to introduce and deploy ICT in their work or in their businesses and train your staff to be able to work from home. If you don't have laptops and the rest, that's when it is one of the things that you need to buy. Train them on internet marketing, social media marketing, train them on all these Zoom meetings and conferences. You can actually conduct your meetings online, you know, like we are doing now. So this is the right time to seek to deploy ICT, you know, and also have a good understanding with our workers so that nobody feels cheated or feels hurt at the end of the day. And also our customers, we can still reach our customers. For those of you that sell products, you can still reach your customers online and engage delivery and dispatch people to deliver your goods. You know, you don't need to be moving around like we used to do. One, to cut costs. Two, to reduce the risk of contacting this virus. So we should, as much as possible, reduce physical contacts, you know. And even in our offices, like now, we make sure that everybody is using protective devices. Cover your face, use a face mask, wear gloves, make sure you wash your hands on a regular basis. We have hand sanitizers like we have at the chamber, all over the office. Maintain good hygiene, but the bottom line is that we are deploying ICT more than ever before, and it is working. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Let me, on behalf of the Abuja Chamber of Commerce and Industry Best Center and all the participants, convey our deep felt appreciation to this wonderful presentation you have done. We thank you very much, sir. And of course, we expect you to come back. You have so many of these topics that we believe that you will be able to do justice to. And let me introduce the next topic. We will recall that one of the strategies that Dr. ANENE mentioned is leadership. Leadership. Next week, Tuesday, we will be having Mr. Niyi Afolabi, the Chief Executive of Red Bricks Limited, a training and capacity development organization that's been involved in the training of our civil servants in Nigeria and a partner to the Abuja Chamber of Commerce and Industry Best Center. Mr. Niyi Afolabi is a well-known presenter. He will be presenting the topic, Leading in Difficult Times. I'm sure you cannot afford to miss this, and we'll be expecting to see you next week, Tuesday at 2 p.m. prompt, Leading in Difficult Times. Let me say everybody should keep safe. The virus is real, and it has taken more than 270,000 lives all over the world, including Nigeria. So please keep safe. And thank you for being here with us. See you next time.
Yeah, thank you, Prof. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Yeah.
See, my friends know me to support.
They will have the recording. I'll try to record it from here.
Oh, my God.